Hey y'all, so this is part 2 of the reading of Inanna's Descent into the Underworld, where I read a translation of the myth of Inanna's descent into the underworld. I just found this off the internet and there's some pieces missing, so it is what it is. But if you want to read too, you can just look in the description box. I put a link down below. And we left off with Inanna's assistant had just begged Inky and Inky denied her. So Inanna's assistant will be moving on.
So she went to Urim, in the Imudkara at Urim. When she had entered Ikunujal, the house of Nana, she lamented before Nana. Father Nana, don't let your daughter be killed in the underworld. Don't let your precious metal be alloyed there with the dirt of the underworld. Don't let your precious lapis lazuli be split there at the mason's stone. Don't let your boxwood be chopped up with the carpenter's wood. Don't let your lady Inanna be killed in the underworld. And in his rage Father Nana answered Nikumbrara. My daughter craved the great heaven, and she craved the great below as well. Inanna craved the great heaven, and she craved the great below as well. The divine powers of the underworld are divine powers which should not be craved, for whoever gets them must remain in the underworld. Who, having got to that place, could then expect to come up again? Thus Father Nana did not help her in this matter, so she went to Erog. In Eridug, when she had entered the house of Inky, she lamented before Inky. Father Inky, don't let anyone kill your daughter in the underworld. Don't let your precious metal be alloyed there with the dirt of the underworld. Don't let your precious lapis lazuli be split there with the mason's stone. Don't let your boxwood be chopped up with the carpenter's wood. Don't let young Lady Inanna be killed in the underworld. Father Inki answered Nukumbrara. What has my daughter done? She has me worried. What has Inanna done? She has me worried. What has the mistress of all the lands done? She has me worried. What has the Huradul of An done? She has me worried. He removed some dirt from the tip of his fingernail and created the Kurjara. He removed some dirt from the tip of his fingernail and created the Galatora. To the Kurjara he gave the life-giving plant. To the Galatora he gave the life-giving water. Then Father Inky spoke out to the Galatora and the Kurjara. Go and direct your steps to the underworld. Flit past the door like flies. Slip through the door pivots like phantoms. The mother who gave birth, Kagala, on account of her children, is lying there. Her holy shoulders are not covered by the linen cloth. Her breasts were not full like a kegging vessel. Her nails are like pickaxe upon her. The hair on her head is bunched up as if it were leeks. When she says, "Oh, my heart," you are to say, "You are troubled, our mistress. Oh, your heart." When she says, "Oh, my liver," you are to say, "You are troubled, our mistress. Oh, your liver." She will then ask, "Who are you?" Speaking to you from my heart to your heart, from my liver to your liver. If you are gods, let me talk with you. If you are mortals, may a destiny be decreed for you. Make her swear by this, by heaven and earth. They will offer you a river full of water. Do not accept it. They will offer you a field with its grain. Do not accept it. But say to her, "Give us the corpse hanging on the hook," and she will answer, "That is the corpse of your queen." Say to her, "Whether it is that of our king, whether it is that of our queen, give it to us." She will then give you the corpse hanging on the hook. You will sprinkle on it the life-giving plant and the life-giving water. Thus let Inanna arise. The Galatora and the Kurjura paid attention to the instructions of Inki. They flitted through the door like flies. They slipped through the door pivots like phantoms. The mother who gave birth to Kegala came because of her children was lying there. Her holy shoulders were not covered by linen cloth. Her breasts were not full like Kogan vessel. Her nails were like a pickaxe upon her. The hair on her head was bunched up as if it were leeks. When she said, "Oh, my heart," they said to her, "You are troubled, our mistress. Oh, your heart." When she said, "Oh, my liver," they said to her, "You are troubled, our mistress. Oh, your liver." Then she asked, "Who are you?" I tell you, from my heart to your heart, from my liver to your liver. If you are gods, I will talk with you. If you are mortals, may a destiny be decreed for you. They made her swear this by heaven and earth. They were offered a river with its waters, they did not accept. They were offered a field with its grains, and they did not accept. They said to her, "Give us the corpse on the hook, holy Irakagala." She answered, the Galatora and the Kurjara, "The corpse is that of your queen." They said to her, "Whether it is that of our king or that of our queen, give it to us." They were given the corpse hanging on the hook. One of them sprinkled on it the life-giving plant, and the other the life-giving water. And thus Inanna arose. Rakegala said to Galatora and the Kurjara, "Bring your queen." Inanna, because of Enki's instructions, was able to ascend from the underworld. But as Inanna was about to ascend from the underworld, Anuna seized her. Who has ever ascended from the underworld has ascended unscathed from the underworld. If Inanna is to ascend from the underworld, let her provide a substitute for herself. So when Inanna left the underworld, the one in front of her, though not a minister, held a scepter in his hand. The one behind her, though not an escort, carried a mace at his hip, while the small demons, like a reed enclosure, and the big demons, like the reeds of a fence, restrained her on all sides. Those who accompanied Inanna, who know no food, know no drink, eat no flour offering, and drink no libation. After Inanna had ascended from the underworld, Ninkubra threw herself at her feet and at the door of the Ganser. She had sat in the dust and clothed herself in filthy garments. The demons said to holy Inanna, "Inanna, proceed to your city. We will take her back." Holy Inanna answered the demons, "This is my minister of fair words, my escort of trustworthy words. She did not forget my instruction. She did not neglect the orders I gave her. She made a lament for me in the ruined mounds. She beat the drum for me in the sanctuaries. She made the rounds of the gods' houses for me. She lacerated her eyes for me and lacerated her nose for me. In private she lacerated her buttocks for me. Like a pauper, she clothed herself in a single garment. All alone, she directed her steps to Ikur in the house of Enlil, and to Urum, to the house of Nana, and Iradug, the house of Inki. She brought me back to life. How could I turn her over to you? Let us go on. Let us go to the Sig Kurkaga in Uma. At the Sig Kurkama in Uma, Kara, in his own city, threw himself at her feet. He had sat in the dust and dressed himself in filthy garments. The demon said to holy Inanna, "Inanna, proceed to your city. We will take him back." Holy Inanna answered the demons, "Kara is my singer, my manicurist, my hairdresser. How could I turn him over to you? Let us go on. Let us go on to the Imakalama in Bad Tibra." At the Imakalama in Bad Tibra, Lulal in his own city threw himself at her feet. He had sat in the dust and clothed himself in a filthy garment. The demon said to holy Inanna, Inanna, proceed to your city, we will take him back. Holy Inanna answered the demons, Outstanding Lulul follows me at my right and my left. How could I turn him over to you? Let us go on to the great apple tree in the plain of Kolaba. They followed her to the great apple tree in the plain of Kolaba. There was a Dumazoid, clothed in magnificent garment and seated magnificently on the throne. The demons seized him there by his thighs. The 7 of them poured the milk from his churns. The 7 of them shook their heads like they would let the shepherds play the pipe and flute before her. She looked at him. It was the look of death. She spoke to him. It was the speech of anger. She shouted at him. It was the shout of heavy guilt. How much longer? Take him away! Holy Inanna gave Dumazoid, the shepherd, into their hands. Those who had accompanied her, who had come for Dumazid, I guess. No food, no drink, eat no flower offering, and drink no libation. They never enjoy the pleasures of the material embrace, never have any sweet children to kiss. They snatch the sun from the man's knees. They make the bride leave the house of her father-in-law. Dumazid let out a wail and turned very pale. The lad raised his head to the heaven, to Utu. Utu, you are my brother-in-law. I am your relation by marriage. I brought butter to your mother's house. I brought milk to Nagal's house. Turn my hands into snake hands and turn my feet into snake feet, so I can escape my demons. Let them not take hold of me. Utu accepted his tears. And Dumazid's demons could not keep hold of him. Utu turned to Dumazid's hands into snakes, he turned his feet into snakes' feet, and Dumazid escaped his demons. And it says fragmentary lines at this point, so there's a piece missing here. And it goes on to, Holy Inanna wept bitterly for her husband. She tore her hair like a sparto grass. She ripped it out like a sparto grass. You wives who lie in your men's embrace, where is my precious husband? You children who lie in your men's embrace, where is my precious child? Where is my man? Where is my man? Where? A fly spoke to holy Inanna. If I show you where your man is, what will be my reward? Holy Inanna answered the fly. If you show me where my man is, I will give you this gift. I will cover fragments. The fly helped holy Inanna. The young lady Inanna decreed the destiny of the fly. In the beer house and the tavern, may there fragments for you. You will live like the sons of the wise. Now Inanna decreed the fate, and thus it came to be. Fragments was weeping. She came up to the sister, and fragments by the hand. Now alas, my fragments, you for half the year, and your sister for half the year. When you are demanded on that day you will stay. When your sister is demanded on that day you will be released. Thus, holy Inanna gave Dumazid as substitute. And that is the story of the descent of Inanna. Thank you for listening.